Hi everyone and welcome back to some Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition. So, we are starting a new series. We will jump into multiplayer, and this was the first game I've ever played online. So, couple of disclaimers. I blurred out the score and the names because I don't want to offend anybody or have anybody in a video that I have not asked if it is okay. So, that's why that's blurred out. Secondly, I have invested about 40 hours into the campaign, into playing the AI, and are really just getting back into the swing of things in Age of Empires 2. And I'm really enjoying the game. That's the first thing I want to say. It's a lot of fun to get back into this. So, for those of you that do not know, there was a time, I would say like 19, 18 years ago, where pretty much all I've played was Age of Empires 1 and 2 and Anno 1602. So yeah, I was a big fan of real-time strategy games, and I still enjoy them, mostly just not online and not competitively, just in a, I don't know, with friends against bots and stuff like that. But AoE 2 really got me going on online play. Back in the days, I did not do that, so yeah, that's new territory for me, and I need to get better, okay? So this will be a learning experience for me, and I want to share that with you guys, so you can learn from my mistakes and hopefully from the good things as well. And hopefully I can learn from you as well as from my enemies. That's the plan behind this. So yeah, alright. So straight away I have noticed that one of my biggest flaws in playing against the AI was how to scout properly. So here I found my 4 starting sheep, or I guess goats in this scenario, and the 4 bonus goats as well as the 2 boars. So I'm set, okay? I know where my resources are. And all I wanted to do now is just to send my scout out and try to find the enemy base. Now, I guess I haven't done this in a very good manner, so that's something to learn. But I'm already aware of that my scouting needs. I just need to practice it, that's all. I think if I really get the hang of it, I can get better at scouting. That will help me big time, especially in early game. Yeah, so that's point 1 that I've noted down for me, that I wanted to learn. Next up is early game is quite stressful, and I've noticed something. So I had a build order in mind, which is scouts into archers, but I think I followed it pretty well for like 10 minutes or even less. And then I just strayed away from it and I just winged it, to be honest. I was able to do that because my opponent was not as fast as I was. And that's the only thing that led me to victory. At some point he had his scout in my base, so he knew where I was. But yeah, my biggest advantage was my speed in this game, and my speed is not that good. I have a lot of time where I think I forget to check something and stuff like that. So in this particular case, I was just a faster player. Not only input wise, but also like taking care of idols and stuff like that. So I think that was the game winning factor for me. And yes, I've won this game. This was an unranked game, so I just created the lobby, wrote in the title 1 versus 1 Arabia. that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, and no rules. So I didn't activate like the treaty times and stuff. You can do that if you want to, like 30 minutes, 20 minutes, no attacking and stuff like that. So even if if you are scouting and you right-click an enemy unit, you cannot attack it. But we agreed on not doing that, and yeah, that cemented my decision to go for a rush, a scout opening, like 5 or 6 scouts, transition into archers, and yeah, so here I found the enemy's base. I noticed the town center, the mill, some houses, and I was like, I haven't seen a lumber camp. I need to find one. And yeah, at the same time, I try to keep my economy in my home base going as well. And that's the big thing, right? The multitasking that you have to do in this game. Oops, sorry. That is pretty massive. So yeah, that's why my scouting is off. And yeah, so I noticed like, oh, all those guys are going to the goat up there, and I was like, I don't want that. So I decided to send them back and take control of the goat and send it where I want them to be. After that, I searched for a good location for my barracks. I thought like, okay, next to the stone there should be fine. So I placed it there. And I think I get housed like 1 or 2 times in this game, which is one of my biggest weaknesses. That's number 2 I've written down. I need to keep track in, especially after going up to feudal and castle age, to constantly build houses. Especially in castle age, I noticed that I really need to focus on that. On the other hand, what I did good with the houses, later on I decided to use them as walls. So that was pretty decent. Because I have more HP than a simple palisade wall, right? But we are clicking up to feudal after in-game time, what was that, 11 minutes? 11 and a half minutes, something like that. That's not too bad, I think, considering that I've never played online and I only played against bots and stuff, so yeah. I thought that was good, and my opponent wasn't clicking up that fast, and I have sent him his sheep back to his base, and he was German, so that's why I wrote in German. I've blurred out the chat after the game as well, because his name was in there, so yeah, I didn't want to keep that in. I was thinking about adding a second TC, but then I was like, no, no, not a TC. What was I thinking here? A stable, yes. So the stable is down. After that, I went ahead and put down an archery range, if I do remember correctly, in preparation of going archers. And I've queued up some scouts, as I said, like 5 or something. And the first one is already there. Nice. So this is the point where I start walling my base with houses. I decided to scout a bit more there because my scout was idle, as I said, bad at scouting and keeping my economy going. And I started sending some wills to gold, because archers need gold, and here I got housed. So I was like, okay, build 2 more houses, and that will act as a wall as well. So I was like, okay, then I will be set for a little bit. I researched my eco upgrades, or at least one of them. No, both, I think. Did I get it? I did get it. Awesome. Perfect. Then I saw like, oh, I have so many wills on berries. That's probably not good. Let's make some farms. And so we have 3 more scouts right here, 2 more on the way. And I was like, okay, I really want bloodlines for the more HP on the scouts. And I probably should put down a blacksmith and get forging for the more attack power. So yeah, my berry collectors are converted into farms. The ones that were... so I was low on wood there, and the ones that weren't working, I just sent them to some straggler trees and started putting farms down again, which worked out quite well. But now I see he has 1 will on gold, right? So I was like, okay, what I need to do is deny that gold from him. I do not want him to go man-at-arms or verse spearman, right? Yes, with the starting gold you can get like 2 spearmen out, but I really did not want that to happen. Oh, that's right, I did build the blacksmith. That wasn't an archery range, sorry. But now I'm thinking about I need a second archery range, and I need to start walling just a little bit, and that's the start of that, right? Also, I forgot to put them into another stance, so they were on attack stance. Here I did put them into stand ground, and I think I had them added to a control group as well, which is good. Yeah, so had a little bit of an idle town center there, decided to get wheelbarrow because I had something over 30 villagers at that point, and I thought like, yeah, now is a good time. I took another lumber camp there, and I thought like I want to see where I need to wall on this side of the map, and just started a simple 2-house wall there. And with the definitive edition you can shift click to queue up the next action, so he will go back to wood after that. But gold is denied for my enemy, and I saw that he built a lumber camp on this wood line but was not chopping wood there, so I was like, that's strange. So yeah, I put down my 2 archery ranges right there, and that's the next step in my plan. Constantly harassing him with the scouts from now on, and secretly build up a good archer army, like just a couple of them, right? Adding new farms as well, because scouts slow down your food gathering pretty heavily. And at that point I was thinking maybe I need more scouts, so I want that option open. If I really need to add more scouts, I want to have a little bit of food on the side. And I added in a gate there, and look at that. The front of our base is fully walled now, which is awesome. So yeah, my whole plan was to decide this game early. I wanted the rush. I planned the rush. And all I'm doing here is decimating his vills. And I noticed he did not have loom at the point, or at the start of my harassment at least. And I'm aware that he somewhere has a barracks of some description, so I was expecting spearmen soon. It's hard though. While you are attacking, you need to keep track of your economy. And so I took another lumber camp, started building some more houses. I was thinking about adding stuff, but at the end of the day I was like, no, okay, 2 houses, that should be good. And yeah, so I had some vills sent to stone. I was thinking if I need a castle, I want the stone, or at least have some stone to put down some towers for defense purposes. Turned out he didn't counterattack, so that was good for me, but I had the option, which other people might think that's a waste, to gather stone if you don't need it, but hey, you never know, right? I wanted to be prepared. Excuse me. So yeah, I really wanted to be prepared if I wanted to stay safe, I guess. I noticed that Noel was building those 2 houses that I've queued up, so I sent another lumber camp there, another lumberjack over there to finish the job. And I think at this point he has loom. Yeah, he definitely has loom now, which is good. Okay, I've noticed something. I forgot to blur out one area of the video, but we can do that afterwards, I guess. Oh, that was dumb. But hey, I will do that. It's all good, I guess. Oh man. Okay, let's continue though. So I'm in his base. I'm constantly harassing him. He didn't garrison his villas inside the town center. That could have easily taken care of my 6 scouts there. And what he did good though is he constantly kept Will's working. So if he's gathering wood, he's gathering food, and I have some idols here which I have to take care of, which is what I did. Really messed up my house placement over there, which is awful. Then I noticed that, like, okay, he's coming at me with all his wills. I need to get out. I lost a scout there. That was a very bad play of me. He has some men-at-arms in there and one or two spearmen as well. I think he had 4 men-at-arms and 3 spearmen, 2 spearmen, or 4 men-at-arms, something like that. Sorry, I can't remember. But yeah, he's chasing me with all his wills, right? Meanwhile, I'm secretly creating archers in my base out of 2 ranges, and I just kept them in the ranges themselves, so they won't show up. They are just garrisoned in there. And here's a spearman, and I was like, hey, you know what? I have more HP on my scouts thanks to bloodlines, and I think I did get my forging upgrade as well. So I was like, okay, it's time for the archers now. Let's send them out and keep producing some more in the background as well. Notice that I have another idle will, the house builder, and tasked him to put down some more houses. Now I have excessive housing now, which is good, which means I will not get housed anymore. That is awesome. So yeah, decent. And from now on, see, there are my archers coming. Yes, that felt good. I knew at that point. Oh yeah, now you can see the men-at-arms. Is it? Huh, not sure. In any case, my archers arrived here. And from now on, it will be a battle against his economy again. Yeah, so all this time I don't know, I think I could have gone way beyond if I really would boom in my own base, but I was like, I just want to play for the rush. But then I put down the university as well as the temple, so the monastery, so I would be able to click up to imp if I needed to, which is okay. So castle age means I also did some more eco upgrades here because I forgot to do them in the heat of the battles, which is always a bad idea, right? Oh man, I'm telling you, not easy at all. But yeah, that's pretty much it, I guess. What else did I do? Not really much. I was like, I need to focus. Oh yeah, I kept track of my idle wills. I guess that's what most of my job was at this moment. And yeah, so we are down to like 3 scouts, but we have our archers out with fletching, so they do more damage and have 1 more range. And I was like, okay, it's time for a pincer maneuver. I know his army is up here. And so I picked off some wills. He noticed that. And he's coming at me with the wills as well. But yeah, his infantry, no chance against the fletching upgraded archers, right? So that was pretty much the end of his army. And as you can see, the wills are going down fast. So that's why I like archers, honestly. They should be crossbowmen by now, but I really like archers. From this time period, it's one of my favorite units, I guess. Just because I like bows. But they have their value, and you definitely need a good gold production. What I didn't know was those were all his surviving wills. And he's coming at me, I'm changing up formation, spread my archers out, and picking them off one by one. That was the game plan. At this point, I was like, I need to kill these wills. I was thinking, honestly, that he had a second town center. That was my thought, that he put up a second town center, and this was just to how do I say that? It was basically, I thought it was a bluff, right? I should think, hey, these are my last wills, you can have them, I have nothing to put against you. Oh boy, was I wrong. So yeah, I've mixed in a couple of skirms because you never know what your opponent is about to do, right? So I was like, okay. Oh, there are some wills left. Those guys were chopping wood, if I remember correctly. So yeah, pick those guys off as well. Now we have skirms as well to move in. And I was like, okay, I need to re-scout the areas, I guess. My scout was idle the whole time over there, and oh, there's a spearman. There is a spearman coming up. And my scout has such low HP that would have been an easy kill for him. But yeah, spearmen against crossbowmen, they don't have a very good time, I guess. So yeah, I really like this. And here he called the GG. But yeah, that was a fun match. Definitely, as you can see here, I had the lead in pretty much everything this game. But nonetheless, thank you very much for the game. It was good fun. I have learned something from rewatching that. Honestly, I see how bad my scouting is and my multitasking. So it was worth. It was in the spirit of this series. And I really enjoyed that. So as you can see here, Villager High was that 58 or 59 something? Almost double his ones. So yeah, here's the timeline, and with that we're finished. Thank you so much for watching, guys. And as always, take care. Bye.